Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome on in. Hey, Garlic, you were first in. Good to see you. Good to see you tonight. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Sorry for the little bit of a late start. It's been a day. But it's good. It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday night, everyone. Yeah, it is. Ironically, this is not hot cocoa. I did have that earlier. This is coffee because I'm a tired human. But it's good. Is it cold where you are, Garlic? I don't know if I ever asked that. Just a moment, bringing up my side chat monitor here. Good. It just started snowing. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I occasionally miss the snow. I grew up in a very snowy place. I grew up in Wisconsin. And have spent time in other places that are at least moderately snowy. But now in Florida, it is, not snowy. We get fake snow in places, so that's cool. Where are you? My brain. There you go. Yeah, I remember growing up, like, we could have snow. We had a snowy Halloween once. That was good times. Oh my goodness, my brain right now. Trying to get it to remember what I was trying to do. There we go. All right, cool. All right, got that chat up. Frank! First. Retcon. Good to see you, Frank. And in case I hadn't said it, good to see you, Garlic. I don't know what I've just walked into. Uh-oh. Shots fired. Okay. Hey, I should probably use this opportunity to start up my Clip Studio window. I anger you? I mean, sure, but why? Or was that a request? I'm not sure. I don't know. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. It was Tuesday. Oh, no. That's the other day that starts with a T. It's very easy to get them mixed up. I wish I had some popcorn ready for this whole exchange. This is incredible. You're above the top. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, you guys. All right, can we can all get along, right? It's funny that you're having this comment about, audience versus like, audience for comics versus audience for the creation of the comics, because it's different. And this is something that a lot of like some of our fellow kids creators like have discussed. It's like this weird disconnect. Like, we're making things for kids, but at the same time we're doing things on social media which are not going to be mainly for the kids. They're going to be for like the parents who want to get the things for the kids or share the comics with their kids, or the teachers or the librarians who are essentially the gatekeepers. No, Geoff, we can't ban her. No. You know, I have never banned anyone from chat, at least not yet. But that's also because I barely stream at all, and you two are two of the primary folks who grace my chat, so I don't have to go to drastic measures because I have cool people here. This is like literal angel on shoulder, devil on shoulder stuff right now. It's great. I like this idea of Frank Jellyfish State evolving. It's got like a whole Pokemon vibe to it. And I think that could be fun. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, yeah, I thought you were gonna say you were mad at me, Frank, because I got a late start tonight, and you thought that I didn't stream tonight. But I'm you know, in fact here. Just how little you know, kids sometimes have trouble sleeping for various reasons, and sometimes parents need to be there to comfort and assist them. She's aggressive because she has to change chicken diapers. I can see how that might lead to some aggression. You're also mad because of that. Let's see, what am I? Okay. Clip Studio, check, check, check. We have music, check, check, check. I'm actually here in my chair. I have coffee. I have my water bottle. I think I have everything. Definitely an ancestor. Let them stay up. We do sometimes. But it also turns out then when you have one child who has epilepsy, it's not a great idea to let them endanger their rest and well-being. Speaking of which, hey guys, we're purple. We're purple still, because November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month. You know, I have a child with epilepsy. It definitely has touched our lives. So just helping spread awareness. If you're looking for epilepsy resources, for example, the different types of seizures or seizure first aid, you can check out the Epilepsy Foundation's website, which is just epilepsy.com. If I was a more prepared individual, I would have that link ready to drop in the chat. But I fly by the seat of my pants because that's how we roll around here at House WagWorks. By the way, I didn't do my whole intro spiel, but, you know, I don't think I need to because you guys all know me. Support epilepsy. I will drop that link in chat just to make sure, but, yeah, it's, about 1 in 26 people here in the United States do have epilepsy, and it can take many forms. Most people are familiar with the, you know, more obvious tonic-clonic type seizures, which means the individual has dropped to the ground, they are convulsing. But there's other different kinds. There's absent seizures, where the person just kind of ceases what they're doing and may stare off into the distance for a time. There are myoclonic seizures that can involve like an arm swinging. There's atonic, which we've become a bit familiar with in this house, where the person just kind of loses muscle tone and drops over. But yeah, I definitely recommend at least taking a brief look at the materials over there at the Epilepsy Foundation's website, so you can recognize it if you see it in public and you're like, I know what this is and I know how to help. Because that's great. I will shout out that there was older advice that you should put something in a person's mouth when they're having a seizure so they don't swallow their tongue. that is no longer the recommended course of action. You can probably turn them on their side if you can, but aside from that, do not put anything in their mouth. Do not put your fingers anywhere near their mouth, as you could get hurt as well. Anyway, I realized that I've been wanting to support Epilepsy Awareness Month, but I haven't actually said that much about epilepsy before, so I figured I would share some of that info. Do not turn them upside down. Please do not do that. Hazardous on so many levels. Nope, do not. Nope. Nope. That's not it. That's not it. Oh my goodness. No, do not spin. No spins. No spins. But actually, proper first aid usually involves making sure they're out of an area, any hazardous area, or if they're like a walkway or something, trying to gently get them out to the side. Or if it's generally safe, you can leave them be, maybe get them on their side, stay with them, speak to them comfortingly, let them know like, hey, we're here. One of the biggest things that is helpful is actually starting a timer if you can, because in general, the guidance for seizures is anything lasting over 5 minutes, you should call an ambulance or at least go to the ER after the seizure has ended. Yep, move stuff away from them. Frank knows what's going on. Yeah, so those are just some of the basics for seizure first aid. Yes, over 5 minutes is basically the hospital criteria. The longer the seizure, the more challenging it can be to come out of it. Oh, right. Yeah, you did mention that before. Yeah. It's speaking from a caregiver perspective, you know, it is challenging sometimes. It can be very disruptive disorder, but also there's tons of times where, you know, people with epilepsy can live pretty much normal lives, do all the things. Okay, drawing boy, get to it when I kick the dog outside. They're just doing the Harlem Shake. Oh no. Oh no, Daisy. Oh goodness. Okay. I was not prepared for that one. I'm gonna. Maybe now's a good time to switch to warm up. Okay, let's go to warm up. So for warm up, I use these guys. Daisy and Frank know where it's at. They know what's going on. I'm just gonna do a quick 5-minute warm up here. I pick a random Pokemon card, semi-random because I have picked 5 that I like from what we've got in the house. Daisy, you're late. Geoff was a weatherman. I was a young professional in the weather industry. I have not been. All right, so we got this one. Wait, did I already do Quaxley? We drew Quaxley. I feel like I need to check now. I've been trying to not repeat. There's over 1,000 Pokemon. There's no reason to repeat. Let me just check this real quick. You think I would have thought to look at this beforehand? You know what would be fun? I have a green screen. I could absolutely do a weatherman stream at some point in the future. I'm very rusty. My original career choice in the weather industry was going to be a television, a weather broadcaster, but then I got into programming and grad school, and that kind of changed. But we could do a weather segment. It will be very scruffed and very scruffed. Oh my gosh, very scuffed and possibly hilarious. Okay, what was I doing? I was looking to see if I drew a Quaxley. Did I? Oh, I've done one. That's why. I didn't do one on stream, but I've done one with I have all 3 Paldean starters that I've done sleeping ones for. All right, I'm gonna make a choice to bench Quaxley right here and pick a different one. I had to reference the Harlem Shake for the elderly because I knew you guys would get it. Forget the Harlem Shake. Talk about the Charleston. Okay, yeah, I think I'm you. Okay, yeah, I might have to do that then. I'm recoiling into my young shell. I'm sorry, Daisy. I do not wish to make anyone recoil. Okay, I'm gonna pick a fresh one, just for fun. We've got. Yep, that's not clear holding the name. We've got Flutter Mane. Flutter Mane. All right. Now I will, bring up the reference art and hop over to my Clip Studio window. All right. Let's go on over to you. Hello. I have to be mindful of your youth. I'm already feeling the effects of age because I visited Lowe's last week and started marveling at the floor samples. See, I don't know. Okay. Yes, that is a little bit of an adulthood thing. However, I will say, like the carpet squares that you can get for whatever, like the carpet samples, the bigger squares, I put it together finally, like, oh, those are just the mats that we sat on for story time at in kindergarten. So I feel like there's like a little bit of that all age appeal. All right, bringing in my reference here. And I believe, as we all know, Flutter Mane is the prehistoric form of Misdreavus, as you find in Pokémon Scarlet. All right, labeling my layers, which you can't see, but I'm still doing it because it's important. And I'm gonna change the font just because I can. Wait. Where are my fonts at? Oh, that's why. Okay. There we go. Perfect. You're telling your mom that if you replace the kitchen floor with something stone, it has to be tile that's comfortable to lay on if I fall. Fair. I mean, this feels like a trap to make me sound old, but also you do have to consider the fact that things will shatter easily on a hard stone tile. And also if you're standing for prolonged periods of time, such as doing dishes, harder tile can be obnoxious. If I break my hip, I want the ground to be comfortable at least. I mean, that seems entirely fair. Ironically, not my first reference that I've heard to broken hips today, which most days I don't get that. But, it's fine. Okay. Geoff stares off into the middle distance for a little while. Actually, Geoff looks for timer app because he didn't have that ready. Okay. Yeah, so here's the deal. It's a 5-minute timer. draw with me. It's fun. I like it. Maybe you'll like it too. You don't have to draw the Pokemon. You can draw whatever you want. You were not kidding about. I mean, this is some serious floor tile sample introspection, Daisy. Like, I appreciate the forethought, but man, I can understand what you're saying about feeling the effects of age. Becoming an adult, I don't like it. Well, you can always bring it back. Be like, okay, which of these floor samples is gonna get me the best distance if I slide across it with my socks? Because that's always good times. Alright, so I like to do my Pokemon sketches sleeping because that's a constraint that I use. I use it to keep myself from spending forever thinking about what my Pokemon is going to be doing. Okay, Clip Studio, what is happening right now even? Goodness gracious. Alright, that's a better start. So, I mean, the clear features are, you know, basically a giant head and a floaty body. So what do I really want to capture here? I should note I also prefer to do this kind of in the common thumbnails and thumbnails or sketch, pencil, final lines or inks, and then colors process. I'm not going to get through all that tonight, but that is typically the way I go about my art. So maybe if we do like a little bit more like this, have it kind of nodding off, have a little bit more lean to the body. It's tough because this one is, there's not quite as much to do with the body. I mean, you can do a lot with the wings coming off the head, but okay. Nope, hang out there. It's gonna make like a snoring mouth, but we'll see. We'll see. First up, okay. I have spent a lot of my 5-minute timer futzing around, but we will figure it out. I think it's kind of fun doing the limitation of the like they have to be sleeping, because it makes me kind of explore what is unique and expressive about the Pokemon and what kind of the personality is. I am seeing now, as I get more and more into this, there's room for me to push the poses a little bit more. Hey Frank, welcome back. Me, yeah, yes, yeah. I don't get to play as much as I used to in the days of my youths, or the days of my 2 hours spent on a bus commuting. So maybe I'll make these kind of come down more and float a little bit more lazily. But of the like 1,000 Pokemon, I can probably name over 75% of them. Maybe not all off the top of my head, but I can recognize them. Geoff doesn't know how to draw eyes. I've been outed. No, I'm a fraud. A fraud. Now I'm gonna bring that one down a little bit still. So all these are basically gonna be floaty down. You can't find... Wait, did you actually have a cart for Pokemon Silver? I did at one point have a cartridge for Pokemon Gold, but I think I traded it in a while ago. Nice. Pokemon Gold was actually my first first entry into the series. But as I have alluded, you know, we do have Scarlet Violet, and I've played several of the other gens, not every gen. There's too many Pokemon. I can't dedicate my memory to any of them. Wow, I did not get super far on this one. That's okay, because I'm having fun. I think I've got a start to it. I was trying to figure out what I want to do with this, and maybe just having everything be a little bit more like in general droopy. Kind of gives it still a little bit of the floaty feel, but not as proactively floaty. Is that what I'm going for? You see, I just use, you know, the parts of my memory that would hold important information to hold things like Pokemon names, evolutions, types. You know, I'm sure it's fine. I only know like Gen 1 and a few from Gen 7, but I thought you have a silver cartridge. How do you not know Gen 2? How have you not committed this to memory? Okay, I do see that I need to reduce the size of this. All right, I'm not drawing anymore. I know the timer went off. I'm just trying to make a couple tweaks. So should I pick it back up, I am prepared to do so and remember what my train of thought was vaguely. Okie dokie. Saving my work. Remember to always save your work. Use your Gen 1 team. No. But what starter did you pick? And why was it Cyndaquil? What is today, like the 21st? It's the 21st today, guys. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving. Holy moly. It's so exciting. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, Togepi was not as exciting to me either, honestly. And then like, you're like, well, maybe if I evolve it, and it's like, oh, it's Togetic. Cool. Thanks, guys. But then they did add another evolution that was at least marginally cooler, I think. Gen 2, known as the generation that unleashed the scourge of shiny hunting via egg hatching. But that was like also, what were the shiny odds in Gen 2? Like something ridiculous. They've been much kinder on shiny odds lately, especially with like Pokemon Go. Also, how did you know I picked Cyndaquil? I mean, I didn't really know, but Cyndaquil was the one that I picked. Officially, my first ever Pokemon was Cyndaquil. Geoff is stalking you, Frank. I'm streaming from a trailer behind your house right now. Just need to get the 3 dogs. Oh gosh, the random appearance is challenging though. I knew he stole my Game Boy. So we're jumping back into Sunny Skies. This is the Origin comic that I'm working on. I have done literally nothing on this since I last streamed. So this is right where we left off, guys. You can get it down to a 1 in 50 odds per dog, but I'm too lazy still. Yeah, it can be hard to get in the right mood frame of mind for I don't know, just the randomization can be tough. Like you have to be in the right spot for it. yeah, like I feel like I remember, and there was stuff like not Pokemon, but the 3D remake of Final Fantasy IV. Like I was playing that one on the commuter bus, and like there are the special summons of like Goblin and some of those, and they were like random drops, and I remember trying to grind for those for like a week or two on the bus, and eventually I'm like, no, this is too random, and I just cannot clean that up a little bit. All right. OMG. Uh-oh. What have I revealed? Have I said too much? Okay, I haven't done anything. I'm good. All right, cool. Spectre of the Past duology. Okay. What's the verdict so far? All right, I'm gonna clean up these windows. One of these days, just remember what I'm doing in the first place. It's good times. When Frank talks, nerd. Think of the cooler people around you. That needs to be like a t-shirt. Wait. Kids? They reveal something right away. Interesting. They didn't slow roll the revelations. Oh, right. But okay, I gotcha. But oh, they literally. Okay, but I'm just trying to think now. Because is it tied then to Ahsoka in some way? Because it would be, I guess, around a... Would it be... It would be around a similar time frame, right? This isn't the point. Well, then it's got to be... I mean, it's probably like a red herring reveal, right? Like... Yeah, that is a thicker line that I wanted to use. Cool. Now, Frank, I'm using shift to do my vertical and horizontal lines. I could turn on sticky keys just for you. Oh, these are non-canon books. Sequel to the Heir of the Empire trilogy. Okay, gotcha. That clears up some questions that I had. So, sorry, Daisy, pardon us for 1 second. While we're talking Star Wars, how are you feeling about Skeleton Crew coming up? There's the sticky key thing. Of course. Even if you're actually pushing the keys for a reason, it's gonna yell at you. If I turn on the sticky keys, it's, you know, I should just disable it because I never actually want to turn it on. So I should just turn that whole thing off. Hey, do you want me to interrupt what you're doing and distract you with a question that will always be no? Cool, 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 cool. Wait, what? They canceled Acolyte? So there's not going to be another season then? Ah, that's such a bummer. That was really interesting what they were doing there. What a cliffhanger. I know. You might. I don't know if you hear Ashley in the background. She's like, but the cliffhanger, no. Stinky fanboys canceled it. So wait, you are talking an actual cancellation, but because of stinky fanboys? Or are you just saying they canceled it in the, more popular vernacular pop culture? Ugh. Yeah, they were doing some interesting stuff there. Because also I was, where are you? Super excited. That's the wrong bookshop. There you go. Like, I was also super excited when I realized that, like, from Acolyte, like, this is Vernestra. I was like, oh. They're definitely drawing from the whole cloth of the High Republic era. That's pretty neat. I don't know. Anyway, Star Wars fans hate Star Wars the most. No worries. How can I help? Oh, I think there's a lot good. I think that, there are people who are very much classicists who will always pretty much only like the older ones. But I think that the newer shows and movies have definitely brought on a life of their own and continue to build. So I don't know. I think as long as you're open to new storytelling, and trying different things, there's a lot there because it's a big galaxy. I love Vern so much, but I need your help. Okay, look at your Instagram story when you upload it and give you feedback. Yes, I can do that. If you're looking for savvy social media commentary, I am the wrong person. Ashley does almost all of our social media stuff. But I will do my best. Begrudgingly. Begrudgingly, mind you. I don't know why I did that voice. I'm so sorry. You're not a grandpa. I agree. Yeah, so I can just let me know. Hearing Ashley in the background is funny. Wait, what? Were you talking to me then? She's just confirming her real humanness. Okay, tidy this up a little bit. I know it's still just pencils on this layer. I probably don't need to be this detailed, but this is what I apparently do. Okay. I put like the horizon line somewhere here. Maybe just add a tree or something for a good measure. Seems good. Little bit of cloud there. Good deal. I'm just reading your comment now, Daisy, about your dad. Yeah, well, I think one of the things that works out about it, like one of the reasons that despite it going on for so long, it hasn't it died out, is because they've, you know, tried to make sure you've got a story that spans, you know, the core of it, like the core 9 movies span what, 3 generations? So there's a lot of space for them to build things and do stuff. And then you've got series that build out things that have happened in some of the gaps in that, in the background, because you're focusing on a small core of characters as well, especially in the central, like the original trilogy. And then it's not that expanded necessarily across the whole thing. So I think they left a lot of room, and they've very smartly worked to find the areas in the entire galaxy that have room for expansion, and growth, and they've done that pretty well. And then they decided after that, they're like, you know what, to avoid any of the hangups for people who are super tied to the originals, we're just gonna create another one that's like takes place 100 years earlier, so they like sever all the ties of connection. Which I think works out pretty well, honestly, because it forces you to kind of check some of your baggage at the door with it, and be like, okay, I'm going to experience this on its own terms. Which is really all that any media can actually ask of you when you think about it. Actually, her expression might be more. Like that. Okay. I agree, it can be so much lore, but I think what's nice is that especially when there's these things that have gone into the filling in side stories in the gaps, or even kind of like stories that are only the most loosely connected, they do a good job of kind of like building a pocket of context around it within the thing itself. So if you wanted to watch like The Mandalorian, or you wanted to watch Acolyte, or see something that was just set in a completely different era, like, you can just start there. You don't like, if you wanted to watch other stuff to get context and extra info, sure, that would be cool, and you might notice some Easter eggs, but I think you can still pick up any movie or show or book wherever you'd like, and kind of still not be lost. All right, let's see. Which okay. Hold on a second. Hold up. Can I do? I should. Should I share with everybody? Do you want to see it up here, or you just want me to take a look and make comments? Frank, any preference? I can share. Okay. Let me just grab it over here in OBS. Geoff, official opinion giver. I mean, that is what my business card says. Just a second while I, resize this window and drop it straight over my smirking face. We can do it like this. Like this? Where's a good spot? Maybe here. We'll try this. We'll try this. Boom. Look at me. Official weatherman. Okay. I was doing a thing. Okay. Which comic has better line art? Anything you want for Christmas? Okay. Okay, so let's... Okay, so option number 1, we're looking up. And option number 2, I need to pause it. Okay, once again, feeling a little bit like the optometrist here. Is it better with 1 or with 2? 1 or 2? Okay. There we go. You know the drill. You know the drill. Okay. My do you wanna see? Okay. First thing I'll note, there is one difference that I catch unrelated to the line texture is panel 3. The father has eyebrows, and I like that. I like the expressiveness that you add with those. So regardless of brush choice, I would say eyebrows plus. Yes. Also noticing in this one, in the rougher lines, you used a smaller brush size here to be able to fit the detail in better in panel 4 in the background, and also to kind of let that background push back a little ways, and I think that's good as well. Yeah, so in my opinion, I like the rougher lines personally. I think add the eyebrows would be my advice. But I like, Ashley says goodnight, y'all. But I like what you did with the rougher lines, and good job, Herbie. Everyone says goodnight. She's waving. Yeah, so I think one of the draws of the Blobfather is you keep the shapes really clean and simple, and while those do look really good with a smooth brush in general, I think when it comes to comics, having the little bit of texture in the line to go with the simpler shapes, really, it adds like that little bit of visual interest to it. It adds that little bit of what's the name? The quality that I'm looking for. Yeah, it's just like it gives it a little bit of that more organic feel. Yeah, and adds like to that small bit of visual interest. extra, and I think it's really good. So I would go with 1, but add the eyebrows. That's my recommendation. You're gonna do this run of Blobfather with the rough lines, and if it flops, it's my fault. Okay. You can literally just be like, Geoff made me do it. You can, you know, I'll make like a dunce hat and I'll wear it on stream, and you can capture it and then post that and be like, blame this guy, and that'll be fine. We can do it. Absolutely. But this is fun. I like what you did with this one. It was a good... I like the panel 4 switch up of expectations. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. It's not that he's... The dad is not getting him the Red Ryder BB gun. No, sir. Well done, Frank. That is... You did mention it was a Christmas comic, and I totally blanked on that. All right. Actually, hold on. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think like, you know, having the shoulder a little bit lower and not connecting to like the middle of her skull is probably a good idea. When did Daisy get something? It's secretly just me axing Frank, so his comic. What did you do, Frank? No, I'm just kidding. When I was like 11, Frank. People change it, I did it for the better. What's the phrase? Familiarity breeds contempt? Is that what it is? Not that I entirely subscribe to that, but there are certainly some situations in which it can apply. Maybe I'll have her ponytail blowing a little bit in the wind to give the feeling of like a little bit of a breeze. Yeah, that is not what a hand looks like, Geoff. What you doing? What you doing, man? Nope. Nope. There we go. That's better. Oh, well, that is definitely the first time in my chat that I've had a message flagged for aggression. You're too used to it in other chats. Yes, this is definitely... It's funny because it's like, if I had just allowed it through, it'd also be when there's like the big pointing hand on the screen. You're Proton. Takes you saying, yeah, that's okay to say. You know, I brought my water bottle and I totally forgot. Alright, Daisy, I'm going to allow it just because I am vaguely, at least vaguely familiar with you, and I know that you're, messing with Frank friendly, in a friendly manner, I think. Geoff, Daisy has been making a loosey-goosey for 20 years. Alright. There we go. And now it goes with the angry finger. Oh, this is an unexpected turn. Now, if I have allowed it in error and it's making anyone uncomfortable, we can definitely, you know, not do that in the future. Oh, that added a permitted term. Well, maybe that's not what I wanted to do. Poor Geoff is like, let's keep it E for everyone. Yeah, let's note, you know, in general, we're not going to go with the death threats. But I believe in this case it was ribbing, so, you know. Well, it's a kid. I mean, I'm streaming at 10 o'clock at night Eastern time, so clearly I'm not really planning, you know, for kids to be watching this, but, you know, I am creating kids comics, so I do try to keep it family friendly. You never said anything mean to Daisy either. I might go back and look at my permitted term settings and see if I really want that one to be always permitted, but I'm allowing it this time. We'll go with that. There, clean that up a little. No, that's not right. It was better the other way. It wasn't better the other way. The answer is the hand needs to be bigger. Elementary. Excuse me. Isn't it past your bedtime? This is definitely more hostility than I've noticed between the two of you before. And that's fascinating. What? Wait, why do I, what? Wait, what? This is, kids, don't drink milk past the expiration date. I do not do this. Frank hasn't been, so you need the outlet right here to get the aggression out. All your Frank related aggression. Something feels off with what the proportions on this one. I think part of it is that the shirt is like a little bit wide and baggy. Okay, that's a little better, although this leg is super janky now. Okay. I feel like this makes more sense visually. Okay. Business me. I did get within like, I don't know, 50 miles of the border of your state, I think. Okay. I feel like that works. All right. I know, Frank, I'm spending all this time doing the layer that you never do. Yeah, I definitely did not in my sketch do really any consideration of actual proportions. Those are tiny legs. My goodness. She loves John Travolta. I feel like this is a trap, Frank. Just been sleeping. Right. So I'll need to bring him up a little bit then. Yeah. Okay. I will say, while I totally agree that you could just resolve all these proportion type issues and stuff in inks, I prefer to do it in pencils and have inks be a pretty straightforward exercise in tracing with attention to line. Sorry, I'm just enjoying watching. I feel like I've missed so much backstory, but I'm just catching up on the banter. Okay. But now I've moved him up too far. Better. Better? Better. Okay. Your second apprentice, but she's independently studying for a couple of weeks. Where is the application for the prestigious Friday Night Frankie internship program? Okay, Frank, you may want to sit down. I read the one book. I have another much younger one to read. I haven't gotten there. Don't answer him. Don't answer him. Yeah. It's just been, life and stuff, man. You're on book 14. I mean, that's awesome. Like, I wish I had time to be up on it. I think it's hard sometimes when I have to make the choice between making stuff and enjoying stuff. I mean, I could audiobook it, right? That would probably be the better way to do it, because I have lots of time where I'm just like doing dishes or something, or I'm working and I have like a little bandwidth for like spoken word, anything that doesn't require my visual attention. So I could do it that way, and that might be a good way to catch up on things. But I love the feeling of like holding a book and reading it, though. You're banned. Just watch a plot summary. I could do that, yes. I just need to draw in these lines. A little overboard there. That's okay. Clean this up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Frank, are you ready for the sticky key alert? It's coming. Are we going to have weekly skeleton crew discussions when it comes out? I mean, I could probably do that. If it's, you know, if it's something where like Ashley and I are watching it, like I don't watch TV in the evenings without my art computer. It is more or less always on my lap when I'm watching a TV show. Partially because if I don't have it on my lap, I'm most likely going to fall asleep. So then having the actual something to focus on and work on helps me stay awake. Something tired, something. Oop, I don't want a 45-degree angle. I want this. Yeah, I definitely feel like I need, if I'm watching something, it helps to be doing something. If I'm doing something, it helps to be watching or listening to something. I like having music. I've been working through campaign 3 of Critical Role between like my work day and doing dishes at night. So yeah. You Geoff, go to the corner? Uh-oh. Was it Critical Role? Is that what's sending me to the corner? I definitely have taken some of my kids' fidget toys. I don't have time. No, I'm saying I do have time I just don't by default go to the audiobook option. Like I don't have Spotify Premium or anything like that. I just got into CR and yeah, I enjoy that kind of thing. So 5-hour episodes. Yes, 5-hour episodes, and I'm like 60 episodes into the campaign. I'm invested, my friend. But not all of them are 5. Some of them are just like 3.5. When you think about it that way, it's practically nothing. Alright, I should make this house a little taller. Yep. Something like that. It is a commitment. I would suggest if you are more interested in the story, I know they've done the Critical Role abridged now, and there are still a ways back from even where I am. But that's the shorter way to do it. There's also just the recap, the critical recap, which is like just the written one that you can do. I have largely tried to just stick with watching the full episodes and just accepting that like I'm gonna be slow. I enjoy Critical Role a lot. I think it's very fun to listen to. Because I mean they're all very talented actors. So like it's a good mix of them acting and role playing out everything while also still you just get that kind of bunch of friends hanging out playing a game vibe and that the table talk and all that. And I think it's really cool. So I like it. Frank has made his opinion known, and that's okay too. So there's another reason to feel a little bit disenfranchised. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, he's really good, and he does, like, you know, obviously you've got all the other amazing voice actors who play their distinct characters, but then as like the DM, Matt Mercer is like doing all the other voices. He's really quite incredible. Yeah, when I looked at his oh my gosh, why am I blanking on filmography? Like his credits for like the stuff that he's done. It was a lot, right? A lot of awesome stuff. But also I realized that he, oh my gosh, what just happened to my train of thought? He did Ganon in Tears of the Kingdom, which I thought was super cool. The most paid people on Twitch. And it makes sense. Like it's pretty amazing what they built. You know, even to the point where they've got like their own charity. So I think that's pretty admirable. There's my sticky key warning. There it is. Okay, did I do any other windows on this? I did. Maybe what I'll do is work smarter, not harder. Maybe, 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 possibly. Oh, they brought in 9 million a month. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Daisy, if you're curious, I would say either check out just like the first episode of a campaign, or you could start with like a live broadcast, or you could even try one of the abridged ones. I haven't watched the abridged because I'm trying to watch the full length ones, and just see if it's to your taste, or look, you know, see if like watch some. There's lots of shorts on YouTube as well, and check those out and just see if you find it funny and see if you enjoy it, and if you do, check it out. I'm gonna eat you. That was not something I was expecting to see in chat today. But that's oh my goodness. What am I doing? I'm copying and pasting is what I'm doing. Yay, look at that. Geoff actually doing something to save himself a little bit of effort, instead of just redrawing everything for, you know, the principle of it all. Amazing. I just went immediately to like Pokémon cartoon Team Rocket, like prepare for trouble and make it double. Uh-oh. OMG. Did I do something this time? The bear's... I tell you what. I've heard enough about it from a few different places that I feel like were I looking for another show to watch, I would want to check it out. Come on. But it is kind of funny because obviously with young kids, most of what's on the TV during the day is kid facing, kid oriented in our house. And then like we don't have that crazy much time where Ashley and I watch TV at night, but sometimes when we do, usually it's like Disney Plus stuff, or I will admit that we enjoy Hallmark movies a lot, especially at this time of year. I feel like real life has enough hard drama in it that sometimes going to like the tropes and the really light stuff is nice. Go back to the corner, Geoff. Like 80% stress, 20% 20. My life is enough stress. I don't need more. No. So admittedly, like that's where we're usually coming from when we're like, thinking about what we're watching. But then it's like, especially we'll have conversations with, other adults who either have older kids or don't have kids. And they're like, oh, what are you watching? And we're like, or what movies are you excited are coming out? We're like, Moana 2 is coming out this month. And they're like, oh, yeah, I guess it is. Oh my gosh, it has been a really long time since I watched Robot Chicken. But I did watch it, at least in its earlier days. Just kidding. No worries. It sometimes works out pretty well that one of us is more the night owl and one of us is more the morning person. Because it's more hours of the day that one of the adults in the household is awake and can handle child-related things. So there's upsides to it. The bear is so... Oh, I get it, yeah. Just make sure the kids are asleep. There's a lot of swearing. What's a bleepity bleep bleepity bleeper? Can you tell me, Daddy? Why does it rain hard for a few minutes and then completely stop? Well, you're probably looking at convective rain then, which is more due to high instability and prone to smaller cells of storms. Now, if you were talking stratiform rain, from say a warm front moving over, then you'd be looking at more of a steady all-day rain type event. Go home, Grandpa. Weather doesn't exist. Frank is a weather denier. We're on the Truman Show. It's just a sprinkler. Oh, I knew it. Why did I let those textbooks trick me? But yeah, like, because when I say stratiform, stratus is like the big blanket-like clouds when you get completely overcast, smooth sky. That's stratus. Yeah, and those usually come from the passage of like warm fronts. So you've got the warm air is pushing and doing the lifting up over the edge of the cold air, And it doesn't get you the big thunderstorms as often. It usually just gets you a good, steady, longer duration rain event. Now, you could be saying interesting to be kind. I realize, but I'm just gonna keep going because that's what I do. Cirrocumulus. And I know it means the weather will be nice. Yeah, so those are high level, but poofy small clouds, generally associated with nice weather. Do you want to learn my favorite weather word? Yeah, cumulonimbus. Those are the big thunderstorm clouds. Those are the good ones. The exciting ones. Sorry, we meteorologists have a bit of a bias towards exciting weather. But unfortunately, exciting weather is also the most negatively impactful for other humans. So it really leads to a kind of moral conundrum. Your brain is ready. Okay, the word is, and I'm going to put it in chat too. Crepuscular. It's kind of an obscure term. So crepuscular rays are the rays of sunlight that you see shining out from clouds. I realize it's weird without any context if you just see me type crepuscular. It does sound like it could be a moon phase. Does the AMS glossary have a picture associated with it? I hope so. AMS being the American Meteorological Society. Hello? You gonna... Wow, this takes a long time to load this wiki. Wow. Okay. Okay. But yeah, when you see hold on a second. Wow, that is still loading. Okay. Just a second here. I'm getting distracted on a weather tangent. Image forthcoming. Excuse me. Well, I just messed with OBS for a second. Yeah, so when you see this, these are crepuscular rays. It's such an interesting and kind of obscure term for something that's actually really cool. But yeah, that's my favorite meteorology term. Oh, late in the evening with the sky off. That sounds like a beautiful evening sunsetty moment. Anyway, maybe I'm actually going to finish these pencils tonight. I will do my best. So Frank, have you finished 12 comics while I've been streaming tonight? Clear you guys out. Frank on his forehead. You need a script writer. Oh. I don't know why I said that like that. That sounds intensely patronizing, and I did not mean it that way, so apologies for that. What if you wrote one right now? After I apologize for being patronizing. I feel like I did something incorrectly here. This head seems way too large. Maybe not. Okay, based on our recent discussion, here's a premise for you, Frank. Goose decides that he wants to rake in money by cashing in on the Hallmark type movie phase. So he is going to write a script to sell to Hallmark or one of the other studios that make those kinds of movies. But perhaps Goose does not have the stomach for that type of movie and gets very quickly frustrated with it and the tropes. Feel free to completely reject it if you do not like the idea, but that is the first thing that came to my mind. Goose gets injured, but the Aflac duck tries to come and sell him stuff, and he's, runs it out of town. The Goose Mobile. He would have Aflac for bird solidarity. This is a valid point. Where was I going with that? Okay. Wait, what was the Black Friday one? Does this pose make sense? Why am I drawing like a claw for a hand? Maybe make the hand a little more sideways, not as like ridiculously bent. What do people do with their hands? I forget. You'll tag me in? Okay. I am excited to see. Let me just go check that out. I like it. That is a really good one. Oh, God. Isn't that the truth? I mean, and about the human mind in general too, but I believe it about yours as well. Alright, maybe I can work on that hand pose more when I get to the inks. I feel like it's mostly where I want it to be. But it's also a little bit like, hey, give me the money. And I'm like, that may not be the vibe I'm going for. There we go. There we go. I think we're getting there. I mean, honestly, with that one, you already had me laughing at the no fair, I can't make scissors, but yeah. Well done. We have gotten into the quiet Geoff portion of the night, so apologies for anyone who's just sitting here in silence. What was it like being a professional weatherman? Well, I'd be happy to tell you if I ever actually did that. The closest I ever got to being a professional weatherman was I was on Tallahassee, Florida public television for like a few episodes of the Florida State University weather show. They actually are on YouTube now. If you want to kind of see what their production is like, it's probably much nicer than what the production stuff we were working with at the time was. But yeah, like I did our weather casting class, and then once you finished like a certain bar in the class, or maybe even just finished the class, then you were cleared to go on the weather show. Which was like the clearing ground for people who wanted to, once they graduated, start going into broadcast, because that's how you make audition tapes and all that kind of stuff that you need to go into broadcast. So I started that with the plan that I was going to do another year of undergrad and maybe pick up a minor in something, and use that to be on the weather show and prep my audition tapes or my demo reels. But then that spring, a professor approached me and was like, hey, I hear you like coding. Would you like to do research? And that got me into a completely different track. Why am I having them sitting on the board? That makes not really any sense. Okay. That got me to a completely different track. And so my possibility of being a broadcast meteorologist quickly ended. And I ended up on the track that got me to exactly where I am right now, where I sit in front of a computer all day long and don't actually make weather forecasts or tell people about anything. I just write scripts. Aw, thanks. Please don't ask me to forecast. I will happily point you to the National Weather Service forecast, but I myself am not a spectacular forecaster. Be forewarned. But I'll talk about the weather. I like that. That's cool. Okay, cool. I'll tell you weather stuff. Of course, when I say that, then I go completely blank. I'm like, oh, what's a cool thing to say? I am. I mean, is there anything like that you have specific questions about? And keep in mind, I clearly don't know everything. But I'm happy to share what I do know and look things up if I don't. I should draw the other figure. First off, okay. You hate coding. Fair, very fair. Secondly, so one of the things that I'm learning, by the way, you're saying you can't make scissors is double funny because he's the one who suggests rock, paper, scissors. I didn't make that connection, but I love it. Yeah, so one of the things that I've learned, because I can definitely write code and make it do things, and usually it does what I want it to do. But now working with my supervisor who actually has a computer science background, I'm realizing how like I maybe didn't really learn how to write true Pythonic code well. And I've got some learning to do in that area. And in fact, where are you? I have just been, gotten through my work this bad boy, which I get to be going through. To learn to do that better. Python is a baby language. Yes, but it turns out that scientists are good with baby languages. And in your opinion, which is better to write in, Python or Fortran? All right, tell me about decorators. I don't really know decorators that well. Never used Fortran. It turns out there are only a few, like, Fortran is in some ways like Latin. It's largely used in the sciences and like academia. I feel like some banking software at least used to be written in it, is what I heard. Decorators are easy peasy. Okay. Alright, what else do I need to draw? The window. Right. How silly of me. Time for sticky keys again. Okay, so we'll have like the sill right here. You'll ask your weather questions when you're done geeking it up. I say let's just bring it all on at once. Let's do it. Also, I'm gonna need to wrap in not too long, so I say bring on the weather questions now. Bring it on. So when you say extend a function, that would be like what? I'm showing my lack of Pythonic knowledge here. Twitch didn't. Okay. I've learned from my boss reviewing my code that computer scientists don't really like it when you indent with spaces. You're never sorry for... I mean, I haven't actually heard you earnestly say sorry that much, but you know, that doesn't mean you can't be sorry. Just use W3 Schools to learn, it's free. Well, like I did Codecademy, right? Their Python 2 course back. I mean, I did that over a decade ago, right? And that got me enough to be able to write code that did things. It just doesn't. It looks like someone who learned coding in Fortran and then tried to pick up an object-oriented language. Yeah. How do hurricanes form tornadoes around them? Well, the tornadoes that form with hurricanes are in the outer bands always. So they're not, like you're not going to see in the inner eye wall of a hurricane, like tornadoes. That the structure doesn't support that with the circulation. So in a hurricane, you've got like the outer bands, right? And that's where you tend to get the stronger convection. So convection is really just the way of saying you've got strong currents of like rising air that are causing the rapid formation of clouds and thunderstorms. And the faster the air is rising, the more violent those clouds and storms will be. So you're going to get heavier rain, stronger likelihood of hail, stronger likelihood of lightning. And then a lot of those environments also start to get the smaller scale spin in them. And the spin is what is going to be conducive to tornadoes. So I think the easiest way to think about it is that the bands of the hurricane are where you've got the most volatile chunks of like rapidly forming rising air. That can give you all sorts of severe thunderstorm and severe thunderstorm related stuff like tornadoes. I mean, there's several mechanisms for tornado formation. A lot of times, as they say, like you can get helicity in the storm. Helicity, think of it as like Okay. So if you've got like a chunk of air and it's rotating sideways like this, that's kind of like it's the spin in the air. And it can sometimes get tilted, and that is one mechanism by which tornadoes can form. Another one that happens more like less with hurricanes, but more like near the mountains, is what they call vorticity tube stretching. And vorticity is just like if you're looking straight down. It's that same rotation, but it's like, you know, looking down vertically. And as air comes over a mountain, that tube of spin can stretch, and as it stretch, imagine it almost like a top on a string, and it can spin up the air faster. That's another way that tornadoes can form. But the most common way that you'll see is within like mesocyclones, which are smaller scale rotations within a bigger storm system that's moving through. And those tend to be what meteorologists will watch on the radar if they see that area of rotation in the storm, which can happen for any number of reasons. But it's, again, associated typically with stronger storms where you've got more outflow and inflow coming in, and it can sometimes start to wrap. Yeah, it's a very big topic. I didn't study tornadoes super specifically for my area of focus. I was more lightning oriented in school. But you know, I did get the same general kind of stuff as everybody. Do you guys ever watch Ryan Hall on YouTube? It's Ryan Hall, y'all. That's always fun to watch, especially when there's a storm event. Just getting kind of the analysis, and sometimes he'll give some of the science background of it. Like when I was a kid, I used to watch the Weather Channel all the time, and like I think, you know, we have it now to watch on one of our streaming selections, but like I'm more drawn to stuff like the Ryan Hall on YouTube. Like I think it does a better storm focused kind of thing. Anyway, and that was kind of like a rambling answer, so hopefully that gave you what you were looking for. Yeah. Why is it? So hail, it's like, well, when I was talking about convection, right? The rising air, you know, light convection can form clouds as it starts to get stronger, and you've got more updraft that can lift the cloud droplets up higher. They can start to collide together and build into bigger droplets, which then become raindrops, right? And those will fall. But when you start getting really strong updrafts, it starts lifting those raindrops up higher, where they, you know, as you probably know, air gets colder as you go up, and they can freeze as they go higher up. And you usually get, depending on the strength of the updrafts, they'll go through several cycles of like going up and freezing, then melting a little bit, collecting some more water on them, going back up, freezing again, until eventually they just get too heavy for whatever the updraft strength is to support them, and then they fall as hail. So when you've got really strong convection and really strong updrafts, you tend to get more and bigger hail. Wow, thank you. I really appreciate that compliment. Okay, what is... All right. Wait, have I actually just about done it? Oh, I need to draw the rain yet. Okay, almost there. All right. And no. This. Okay. Okay. I think pencils are actually done. I was honestly, I was hoping that I would actually get to inks tonight, but I also know that it's been a full day and my brain is tired, and this was as far as I got, and I'm pretty good with that. This is good. It'll make inks a lot easier, and we don't have to get this one out until, I think this one is scheduled to go out with Cartoons December 1st. So I've got a little time to wrap it up, and I'm not too concerned with where I'm at. Try the basketball a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good, I think. now I can make up lies to my younger brothers and happily keep the truth to myself. What you do with the knowledge is up to you. Okay. Okay. So we're now at 12:05. I have pencils done. I'm pretty happy with that. I think time lapse is on. I always like to review the time lapse just because I can. It always feels so much more impressive to watch all of your work in 15 seconds. The hail comes down hard because you're a poopy head. It's because of the Earth's gravity. It draws ice from the meteors in outer space down to hit the bad people. Just do wrong answers only once. It's good times. I think one of my favorite things to try to explain is tides, because it sounds absolutely insane when you describe it. It's like, oh, it's the moon. It's the moon pulling on the water on our planet. That's what tides are. It sounds like you're a crazy person when you say it, but it's true. It's specifically coming down to hurt you. Yes. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. That's a... That is not the side the thumb should be on. I just totally caught that. I don't have to have the thumb sticking out if I'm drawing it this way. That is why that hand did not seem quite right to me. Yeah. The thumb would be on the inside. Yep, there we go. Cool. Yay. The moon is doing what? Exactly. Exactly. That's why it sounds so crazy. Like, why is the water higher right now today? It's the moon. The moon's pulling on it. Yeah. Cool. I don't know. It's like, yeah, again, it always, I love, it just sounds absolutely bonkers to describe it, but that's really what's happening. Cool. We need NASA to tell the moon to stop. Yeah, that's, I think, why they're heading up there. To tell the moon to stop. They're going to yell at it. And send Buzz Aldrin. I walked on your face. Stop pulling on our water. Oh yeah. The asteroid or meteorite? I'm trying to remember. You know, this is the most amazing segue. Thank you. Because our friend, come on, where are we? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Our friend Ken, Cartoons, Ken Ralston from, Cartoons, actually did a whole comic about this in his Galactic Hat series that he does for cartoons, which I'm totally gonna show off because I love Galactic Hats. Wait, what just happened? Okay, yeah, that didn't go how I wanted. Oh, goodness gracious. What am I even doing? Just a second, folks. Okay. What? Where did you go? I had it. It was there. And I was just resizing the window here in OBS. And then it's disappearing. If only Instagram didn't try to force me to make an account. We do have a Substack that you can see for free as well. But I was just going to bring it up right here. What is up with this? All right, delete you. That's that. That's what. Wait, why are you? Ah, oh, darn it. What did I do? Man. Nope. Okay, just a second here. Okay. Why? What is happening? I'm going to try it this way, since I apparently did something in my chat scene for OBS. Okay. I did a thing that I don't know what I did. And it's frustrating. All right. All right. There we go. Eventually we get there. Yeah, so a mini moon, it's an asteroid. It'll be a mini moon if they will have been here for a total of 56 Earth days, and we'll be leaving our orbit on November 24th. Yeah, Ken is awesome. He's an incredible illustrator and really fun guy. I love our cartoons family. But yeah, like I love his whole Galactic Hats series. Not the old man struggling with his technology again. Sad but true. Sad but true. Yeah, I forgot that our second moon was going to be leaving soon. Okay, well now it's there. All right. At any rate. Cats in space is always an amazing idea since Nyan Cat. Yes, I agree 100%. Anywho, all right. It is 12:15, and I need to go to sleep as my losing fight against OBS is probably evidence of. So Daisy and Frank, thank you guys for joining. It's been fun. Yeah, sounds good. I will. So next week will be Thanksgiving, and I'm planning on streaming same time as usual. So yeah, 10 p.m. next Thursday night, Thanksgiving. I will see you guys then. I hope you guys have a good week and a good rest of your night. Let me remember to load up my stream ending graphic because I always forget until right before I cut. Yeah. All right. Thanks to everybody else for watching. Thanks if you're watching this on the VOD on YouTube or Twitch. I enjoy my art time with you guys, and it is one of the highlights of my week. So thanks again, everybody. Have a great night, and see you next time. Bye.